Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what is, I believe, the very first group stage game of the Hunger Games free-for-all tournament, hosted and sponsored by Lashadka. We are looking at Group 2 this evening, and the players within Group 2 are in the description, so we are going to be seeing Basie, DrGoldFish, Melio, WexleR, druncle, and RuDwAn. So a pretty strong lineup there. We will get the names on the scoreboard for you up in the top. And the players are anonymous, so we'll do our best at a bit of a points tally during the games here. I believe the host is watching and in Discord, so he will feed me the points, but I might, just for my own awareness, try and keep track as well for you guys of the points whilst we're in game, and yeah, maybe we will align with what the host does. Let me, whilst the players are gathering themselves, show you the topic a little bit so we can have a look at the format. So this is actually a fixed 3 games in these early rounds. We're going to be going Naval Port Reyes for Game 1, Coral Islands Game 2, and the Classic DEFCON 6 as the final match in this group stage. The top 2 players will advance to the semi-finals, and let's remind ourselves of the point scoring. So that's the tab I want to have up here. But bear in mind here, Lashadka has actually dropped more than $1,000 here. This is $1,200, so I mean, massive shout out to him. You can give him a few pluses in the chat. And we've got 54 players signed up, so there's several groups. It's going to go to a semi-final. And here we go. Yeah, here's how we get the points. So first place will get 6, working its way down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with the places. That's pretty self-explanatory. You get extra points for kills. So yeah, that's interesting. And you get bonus points for the first kill here specifically, is what we're looking at. Super weapon allowed after 10 minutes. It is no rules, so it could actually get pretty crazy. And there's quite a few rules here about not teaming up. And this is probably going to be the most contentious part, which I don't envy Lashadka for, but that is when to deem a player dead. So is it when they're out of eco? Is it when they're out of units? Who kills them? That's always the bit which I think requires a little bit of looking into. But anyway, we're about to have a lot of fun, and we will hop back to the main screen and see if players are getting themselves ready. Hopefully my voice sounds better than recent recordings and uploads. Let me just check, yeah, that my mic is okay. You would expect with free-for-alls. So I anticipate my question to only surface a little bit later on in the chat, but there we are. Yeah, and also tell me who you think are going to be the top 2 qualifying tonight. It should be interesting. We do have our players. Welcome everyone in the chat, by the way. Yeah, I'm just asking, just want to ask Lashadka basically if the players should have colours or not. Okay, I'm ready. The players are ready. Players are having no colours, and we are jumping in. That is an awful lot of USA here. An awful lot of USA. So we have a yellow stealth on the map. We have an orange GLA demolition. A cyan super weapon. A green China tank. A pink USA laser. And a blue USA laser. Bit of peace talks already, and I do actually have the the codes, if you like, of who is who. I don't know if you want me to reveal that or not in the chat, but I will prioritize focusing on the action. Standard 2 supplies here. Bit of a weirdish build there. Bit of a Ranger rally. Second Chinook looked a little bit late. Yeah, and that China tank is looking aggressive, so pink could be in a bit of trouble here because there's 0 units at all. And cyan will likely benefit from this. Quite like the build from yellow, just a free supply opener there. But yeah, just based on the build orders, I'm going to keep my eyes on this north side here. Because green is pushing in. That is a nice couple of MDs though. And actually, that takes down the first gap quite nicely, but that gap is going to be a problem. A laser tank is out. But that is going to be a bit painful. Pink taking all the oils in the middle, so I am being very, very chatty here. Chat is allowed in this tournament. MDs are getting constructed, but the problem is there's no Humvees. So 2-3 gats here, and... oh wow, pink forgot the capture building upgrade. That is terrible. And blue's coming in here as well. So to me, this is looking like a 2v1. What is for sure is pink is looking a little bit rip here, especially as he doesn't have the capture building upgrade. He still doesn't have it. Orange is going around denying all those oils as well. Yeah, and pink is not going to be long of this world. Not much going on over here. Not much going on over there. Yeah, it's a party in pink space at the moment. And I can actually tell you guys who pink is. Yeah, so pink is actually DrGoldFish here. He is indeed. Yeah, pink is in a lot of trouble. Pink is on a lot of trouble indeed. I did say, didn't I, at the start of the game, that build looked a bit strange up here. And he's about to be down to one dozer, and that is his last building there. So pink is out, and I'll tell you what I'll do whilst we focus on pink getting out. I will actually give you guys the colour of who is who in the chat. So DrGoldFish is pink. Let me just update my scoreboard here. Looking like he got 2v1s. Basie is yellow. Give him a yellow colour. Druncle is cyan. Okay. We have WexleR blue. We're nearly there, guys. And then finally, Melio orange. And RuDwAn green. Those colours will change as we go through this. Yeah, but did that look like a 2v1? I think it did to me. I'm liking the look of this Humvee army, that's for sure. Alpha Auroras are up. And actually, these are looking brutal. S&D is about to be deployed. Mix are up, but the airfield is about to be camped. Blue has not got his S&D up yet. So all of this damage is being done without search and destroy, actually. Search and destroy has just been deployed. GAT ECMs can certainly contest Humvees, though, and that they are doing. Good micro here, though, from blue. Yeah, and green finds himself in a lot of trouble. There is one GAT in the base of blue, though. And there is a Lotus going to lock down one of these Humvees here. And I think that GAT will actually be killed before the V goes down. It does. Orange is saying 2v1 because yellow's killed a couple of tunnels. And he's engaged with cyan as well. So this is probably all good news for yellow because blue and green are pretty locked. Cyan looks like he wants to go south. And Cyan's just broken a rule, actually, because super weapon is not allowed until after the 10-minute mark. So that's going to be interesting. What happens there? Does he now become a dead player? That is very, very interesting. Or does he lose points? Very, very unlucky in a way for not reading the rules, because he's actually in a great position as super weapon with our Alpha Auroras. But yeah, should read the rules. Should always read the rules.
Yala +++.
Thank you, Tees, for the Yala. Appreciate that. Yeah, free-for-all, always fun to watch. Not always fun to play in, but always fun to watch, typically. And Tegea is saying fix the scoreboard. That is true. My scoreboard's gone a little bit wild here. I'm probably going to need to make 2 lines. There we go. Mixer camped again. What happens if someone gets 2v1? I think the points are void. GAT ECM going into the base of blue as well. Yeah, so basically blue and green are absolutely destroying each other here. But I think with a few extra laser tanks, blue will be fine in his base. Hasn't really got much economy though, he's just on the 1 supply and no oils, whereas green does have a few oils to his name. Blue being WexleR, of course. Jarman on a bike just flew into a laser Patriot. And Cyan is now moving out. Cyan is moving out. RuDwAn is the green player. And that's another rule break. That is a Scud Storm before the 10-minute mark. So it's looking like yellow is going to win this game. I swear I didn't make that up. Let me just double check that. Super weapons, let's check the format. Yeah, super weapons after 10 minutes, so 2 rule breaks here. Yeah, so this is going to result in a very, very weird scoring of the first game. I'm so happy I am not the referee here, because I would not know how to go about that. Hello, Millard9. How you doing? I'm not sure tonight, Millard, to be honest with you. As you know, it's Valentine's Day. Not sure I will be allowed to continue on after this. Unless it's super late night, but let's see, let's see. Jarman on a bike is looking for a dozer. 2 are available. 1 has been sniped, and 1 has been taken. Blue states that orange has power. And there is another Jarman on the bike here as well. That dozer is very damaged, and yellow will not get power. Green is still very, very heavily focused on taking blue out, and you can understand why. Like, if he kills blue now, he'll grab himself a point, or more than 1 point. He'll get himself a point for the kill, and obviously a point for a higher placing in this game. Yellow is asking orange for peace, 2 GLAs. And actually yellow now has made the decision to go and finish off blue. But what's the critical damage done by green, who gets the point kill here? Yeah, this is a tricky one. This is a tricky one. Hello, Malakaba in the chat. Yeah, blue is now basically out. I mean, doesn't have a supply center, yeah, and he quits there. But I mean, who gets the kill there? Green did an awful lot of damage, and yellow kind of just like, it's like cleaning the plate, you know? Green ate everything on the plate, and yellow wiped it. so yeah, that's another interesting point of call. Now, in terms of eligible points, you would think green and yellow are the 2 players in this game who
nobody read the rules, loudly crying.
who would be up for the most points because they did not break the rules, and someone just said that with a super chat tease. Yeah, nobody read the rules. Yeah, that is true. So yeah, where does one go from here is the question. If you are yellow, do you just like build up a bit, try and get yourself power? Or do you now go on to killing another player? It's all sort of got a bit cagey. Actually, just going to check my Discord, see if Lashadka's right a bit. Yeah, I think there will be some minus points here for the rule break, is the situation. Yeah, I am actually in group 5, I believe. Hello, Mamo. Hello, little black cat. Welcome, welcome. It says super weapon after 10 minutes, Ash Q. Yeah, Science just decided to unload absolutely everything on Orange here. Druncle, that is. Attacking Melio. And to be fair, Orange is the player with power, so you'd think that would make him the target. And there is a green line moving across the map here. So we're seeing now sort of two 1v1s again. It looks like it's going to be green versus yellow. So RuDwAn against Basie. And we've got druncle versus Melio on the left-hand side. Is that the right call from RuDwAn? Probably is. I mean, you're not going to really break super weapon EMPs as tank, are you? Don't be naughty, Millet. Don't be naughty. Oh, that is a nice mix strike there. That is a very nice mix strike indeed. Napalm will actually clean those two buses. There is one Emperor upgrade here, the movement upgrade. Hello, hello, if you've just joined in, this is game 1. Game 1 of 3 in the first round group stage of the 1.2k dollar Hunger Games free-for-all tournament hosted by Lashaka. Big fights here, big fights there. And actually, does Melio look like he's going to get broken here slowly? Tank is also pushing in as well. That is a well-timed Anthrax though. That shuts down the push. And actually there's not really much of a follow-up from Druncle. And a sneak attack here could be devastating. Meanwhile, buggies are putting in the work, but one MiG absolutely devastated those buggies, and Basie's struggling a bit here. RuDwAn with a nice competition, you have to say. The Emperor ECM MiG as tank. And that crazy amount of buggies is actually really, really struggling against these Emperors. And a good MiG strike here could have spelled the end for yellow, but that was just a misclick. Ping is good, so that was a misclick. Oh, defensive Scudstorm though. Yeah, look at that. And that was kind of clutch from Basie, I have to say. Kind of clutch. Because without that, I don't think he was stopping those Emperors, you know. They were starting to get on top of the arms dealers. Yeah, interesting first game for sure. Increase the game sound. Go to there. That is the sneak attack we were talking about. Oh. I think there was more self-damage there than drop damage from those terrorists. Palace taken down to the hole. Yeah, basically not really micro in these quads here. There is an Anthrax being deployed. And Orange says MO1 is winning, the tank player. Not sure about that. Tank player winning? Maybe. Is this going to be another defensive scud, we ask ourselves? It could be. It is not, by the look of it. Yeah, it's on the base. I think all that killed, though, was... Actually, it was pretty good. 2 reactors, some hackers, and an airfield. Yeah, pretty good. Fair play to the players, though. There's been a lot of action here. The issue is the tank secondary eco is never never great. There is an internet center here. There is another Scud Storm being launched. And there's absolute chaos on the left here as well. Scud Storm was launched here by the look of it. Not the best strike. That could be the end of the tank. One good sneak is always pretty brutal. That is a well-timed carpet, though. Needs to use that nuke. Needs to use that nuke. Oh, RuDwAn. Didn't use it. Did not use it. That is rough. He's focusing on his army here. A lot of aggression, I have to say. A lot of aggression going on. Cyan really pushing pretty hard here. And those buggies are eventually cleared. That flamer, though, is doing some substantial data damage there, picking off some markets. That's what the tank needs to do. He starts to get rid of some of these black markets and economy. Because the later it goes, the worse it's going to get. But yeah, both GLAs are on an art of defense mission here. Artillery is swinging in, and is on Palace. Doesn't take it out, though. Crazy damage here. That Scud just launched in time. That's going to be painful. That's going to be very painful. And that could well be on the internet center, or even this oil. Yeah, it's actually on the production. The Scud did go down. Hello, Pepsi. And it's now just flamers coming across the map. And it actually only takes a couple of flamers to delete this entire section of the base. Another Anthrax has been deployed, and that is brutal. That is right on the production of druncle. That will buy Melio a little bit of time, but he's getting absolutely bombarded by General Powers and Alpha Auroras here. So we'll stick with the tank push for now. Yeah, and in go these flamers. This is the sort of critical damage that RuDwAn needs to start clearing out the secondary economy. Will he look to kill or capture that oil? I think he'll probably just kill it. Nice usage of the MiGs once again. A 10. Getting some more structures on the left side. Yeah, and if druncle does the business here on Melio, that looks like a very clean kill. And likewise, if RuDwAn, the green player, gets the kill on Basie, that also looks like a very clean kill. And looking at the pushing of these flamers in the north, has RuDwAn actually broken Basie here? There is a ton of buggies out still, but this Emperor army is not dealt with. There are still the odd MiG flying around. Lovely looking carpet here. Gets a few buggies and will get an arms dealer. And Basie's now about to panic with what's in his base. That's got 18k in the bank, so could recover, but is this too much damage? It's looking like a lot of damage, isn't it? It's looking like a crazy amount of damage. Meanwhile, I don't think Melio is long of this world either. Major damage. Still does have oils though. That oil needs to be taken out. Scudstorm is ready to fire as well. And a Scudstorm there, or even there, would be very painful for a good one. Hello, red versus blue. That Scudstorm is now going down. No doubt it is heading towards the base of RuDwAn. Where has it been deployed? Oh, over here. That is not the best target. Melio, meanwhile, slowly being taken out here. I think it's a matter of time before both GLAs are destroyed. Has been a good ambush on the Alpha Auroras here. We've just caught the end of that. And in a way that's kind of perfect for RuDwAn, because I think RuDwAn is going to kill Basie before druncle kills Melio. I mean, you have to say, RuDwAn has done a fantastic job here. Because tank pushing back a GLA like this is not easy. But he's done it. Losing a lot of MiGs though. And his base is surviving. No way. His base is RuDwAn drying up here a little bit. I mean, that could be absolutely fantastic news for druncle, who could find himself clean sleeping the whole map. But he didn't make particles before the 10-minute mark. That was a rule break. Is it a rule break per super weapon? Or is it just a rule break like one mistake, if you know what I mean? Yeah, that palace is going down, very much so. And yeah, that is Melio without markets, one remaining here, without production. That is pretty rough. He will be 4th place though, and 4th place will get him, let's just double check that, we'll get him 3 points. So it's kind of key to not die first, really, isn't it? Flame a wave comes again. I mean, RuDwAn does have the refinery, so he's making super cheap flamers here. And I'd like to see Basie use his sneak attack a little bit more, I think. It's not really utilising the major GLA strength here. I do like that quad cannon positioning though. All the MiGs get taken out, and they are expensive losses for tank. Battle buses have been locked and bunkered. And I think when you look at Melio here, you would probably deem him as dead. Like, there's just not a lot going on. Ambush keeps his CC alive for a little bit longer. The follow-up looks massive here, but I think druncle is pulling that army to his next victim, perhaps. Yeah, it's working out kind of perfectly for druncle at the moment, because Basie is holding on. And all these kills give him cash bounty, of course. Oh, Melio's actually got himself some demo bikes out. Yeah, RuDwAn just can't seem to finish off Basie here. But Orange definitely looks dead, out of money. Out of production, maybe even. He might be kicked here. Oh, that hole made him survive, and that hole. I feel like RuDwAn deserves 2nd place here, for sure. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Melio is dead. So Basie, RuDwAn, and druncle will be the top 3 in game number 1. But it's looking like druncle is nailed on to be the winner in this first game. And is that about it? Is Basie now broken? Not quite. And the bad news for RuDwAn is this. That is so painful. So RuDwAn is going to be desperate now. He wants to finish off yellow. He wants to get that second place. Yeah, I think he's going to give him second. Yeah. And I think he is happy with that. So Drunkle's basically negotiated himself first place, but he would have won it anyway. I mean, he had the army. Basie's not going to therefore waste any more time. He knows he's just holding on. And is Green now going to quit? He is not. He is, okay. And that is game 1 to druncle. So
You have been defeated.
the points is going to be very interesting on what happens here. But I will do my best at tallying up, and I'll wait for Lashadka to advise. But one thing we can say safely is Goldfish is on 1 point. Melio, now, did he kill anyone? No. He didn't die second, he died third, didn't he? So he's on 3 points. WexleR is on 2, because he died second. Now, Basie, he died, came third, so he will get 4 points. Did he 2v1 WexleR is the question. That is what we've got to ask ourselves. RuDwAn definitely got a clean kill on Basie, so that's a point. And he finished second. So in my mind, that gives him 6 points. Druncle, so he got a map win, which is 6. He killed Melio, so that takes him to 7. And then you could say he killed the tank, right? Because he was the last F, that is 8. But he gets a -2 because of the super weapons issue. So now he's back down to 6. And Melio gets a -1. So that is how I calculate it, but I will wait for further instructions. And I'll also wait to tell the players about the super weapon rule until they're all there. Okay, next map is going to be the Coral Islands. Coral Islands. I got the wrong version here. Doesn't say I have. Yeah, let's all restart the game. I'm doing the Leggy advice when it's a free-for-all. If it means we avoid a mismatch, then I'm happy.
Challenge everything.
Kim says super weapon before 10th minute is a rule breaker, but He's playing the rules before 10 minutes. How's that not a rule breaker? Basically, because it's in the rules of the tournament. That's how. It's very simple. It's a no rules tournament with super weapon after 10 minutes. I mean, that's all the players had to read. I have half done some point calculating, but will await referee post confirmation. But post did tell me druncle -2. That should tell me -2 points for player who made 2 super weapon for 10 min, and -1 for other player who made 1 super weapon for 10 min. There we go. I've passed on the message. I'm keeping this as anonymous as possible, actually. If they want me to reveal the names, don't mind doing that if they want the scoreboard. Right, so host is giving me the point confirmation. Let me see if I got it right. I think I got it right, but the host says an extra point for RuDwAn. RuDwAn. That's pretty good, actually. So why did RuDwAn? What point did I miss on? Okay, yeah, he says 7 points for RuDwAn. So actually, with those point deductions, RuDwAn came away with. Would you guys like points? Remso says anonymous format, but the streamer still broadcasts their names. Well, there's a massive stream delay, and I don't put the colours of the players until like deep into the game anyway. So yeah, if anyone's stream sniping, they're certainly not able to make use of that until well into the game. So that's why you have a stream delay. Right, so okay, points. Goldfish 1. Melio 2. Lost a point due to rule break. WexleR 2. We got Basie on 4. Solid 4 there from game 1. RuDwAn 7. And druncle 6. Lost 2 points for 2 super weapon before 10 min. All got the map. Alright, let's go. No, we do not all have the map. Oh no, oh no, no, no. Who was a noob? Who was a noob? Who was a noob? They're saying no. He likes his army. Alright, well let's introduce the armies. We've got a blue USA, we have a purple super weapon, we have a China nuke, we have another USA, we have one GLA demolition, and a final vanilla China, who's done a misclick on his build order there. Oh, maybe he hasn't. He's going specifically to suppliers, okay. Interesting. Oil grab from blue, no eco, and no eco from purple. We'll keep our eye on that. Standard build from orange, and a pretty standard build from green. War factory barracks from the vanilla China. Okay, so this is interesting. There's a second barracks here. And there's two war factories pointed at orange. I mean, yellow's taking a bit of a gamble here, going for that mid-supplier. Don't blame him, to be honest, when you're China and you don't know what you're up against. It's always pretty rough. I like the Crusader and the MD here. And that's going to be bad news for yellow. And there's just nothing you can do about this. Like, you don't know what you're up against. You got a full V just driving into your base. Dozer goes down. And Cyan is trying to flamer the GLA, but the problem is he might have some Humvees in his base as well. So the poor old China's getting pretty decimated here. This one by 2 USAs, and this one by blue. Is that Dozer Hum? One Dozer remaining. We'll reveal who's who in a bit. Let's just stay with the action. And actually, blue is looking very, very good. Got his oil. Done some massive damage here. Cyan saying 2v1 again. Mig goes down. Oh, it's brutal, isn't it? It's absolutely brutal here. And that's just alerted blue to where the final dozer is. Yellow somehow survived and stabilised. Oh, and green is helping with the super tech. Green's got to be a little bit careful because there are rules about this as well. There are rules about this. Yeah, let me have a quick look at the rules here. Alright. Apparently WexleR has 4 points. Fair enough. Players are saying 2v1 again. I mean, there are blue dots all over Cyan here. And there are 2 sets of Vs absolutely decimating yellow. And which player is going to die first is the question. Looking like it could be Cyan with this Toby blob coming forward here. We'll do a little bit of a reveal as these players are dying. So Cyan is in fact Melio here. He's still trying to hold on. Yellow is actually about to be out. He will be the first player out by the look of it. And yellow, I'll start to update my scoreboard, is DrGoldFish again, having a pretty rough one here. So that is DrGoldFish, yellow. Purple, orange, maybe take both team one, might be easier, haha. Well played, points are not counted, idiots. So Cyan is out. Right. Well, 2 players are out of this game. Let's complete who is who whilst these demo bites come across the map. Oh! That is gigantic strikes there. Okay, so blue is RuDwAn. So I'll make him blue. WexleR is purple. Oh, so well done to WexleR there with his Humvee aggression. Fair play. So he is the purple player. And then we have druncle as green and Basie as orange. So druncle as green, Basie as orange. Interesting. Basie coming in as well with the Humvees hot on DrGoldFish. Any point, queries, I'm sure will be answered by the host. Orange asking for peace. Yeah, and demo bikes are indeed very good against Toby Spad. But lots of aggression once again.
Search and destroy.
So the colours are random each game to Probotica there. So it is as anonymous as you get. So you can't just like team a point leader or team Basie because you don't like him or team RuDwAn because he's strong. Makes it, properly anonymous basically. WexleR is not accepting that piece. And he lost a few Humvees for his efforts there. Supertech putting in a lot of work. And RuDwAn is secure in that position. So very, very interestingly, you see one player like engaged and lock-horned with another player, and the same thing over here. Which is a bit interesting, isn't it? Like, you'd think the USAs with full intel might look at this situation here and go, actually, if I send all those Vs in here, I can do some absolute critical damage. Wow, that's going to be gigantic. Yeah, bikes coming in. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, that's all of the Vs. That is all of the Vs. Yeah. Yeah, I think the correct play here is if you're purple, you take this guy out and then you accept orange's peace offer and say, yeah, actually, this GLA demolition's looking pretty big and you 2v1 him here. I'm not sure this is the right call. But we shall see. Anyway, what was these rules on keeping a player alive? I'm going to have a quick look at that. Stay with the action here. That is a nicely timed A10. So he actually will have an S&D advantage right now. Got Pathfinders in there as well. He could actually kill Orange with good micro here. Firebase is putting in a lot of work. But I think WexleR has done it. Well done, WexleR. Bit of a dark horse here. Not really seen him play, actually, and he's impressed. He is definitely impressed here. My point is, I think he could have actually done it to this player as well. Might have been an easier kill, but he is going to get the kill, and it's going to work out quite nicely for him because he's expanded on this north side, and blue and green are still locked horns. And whilst they're doing that, let me have a little look about what it says here. Rescuing a player at your base, disqualification. So it wasn't at his base, wasn't technology sharing. Okay. But it was kind of attempted rescue, wasn't it? So got to be careful of doing that, I think. Just don't risk losing points. Don't risk it. Yeah, and I think WexleR now is rotating back. He might just say, you know what, I'm going to take blue out while I've got the chance, and then I'll fancy my chances in a 1v1 showdown. Maybe he will. He is super weapon. He can make Auroras. He's going to get that airfield up now. He's expanding nicely behind this as well. Oh, and blue not paying attention there, RuDwAn. Because these workers just got rallied and detonated to kill the bees. Green is actually not that big, you know. And here's that flank we were talking about. Yeah, this is going to be absolutely brutal. Clicks down the S&D, good choice. Clicks down drop zone, good choice. And the path is in here, brutal on the MDs. And I actually think we're seeing another kill here from WexleR. Bit of a backstab, yeah. But wow, what a takeout that was. Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would have had WexleR as the favourite going through this, but he is getting himself some points this game, that is for sure. He is finding himself level 5. Hasn't made an Alpha Aurora just yet. And there's the demo ambush. And that was a big ambush. I killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Vs. Or 6 Vs in an ambo. But he's making drop zones. He's getting his oil. Oh, and that was a demo bite finishing the Vs here. And demo is very powerful. Demo is very powerful indeed. So druncle once again finding himself in the final 2 here. He's losing oil though. But here come the Alpha Auroras. And that does change things a little. Oh, what? Where is that going? That's not landed, is it? At all. Okay. That was the weirdest drunk fuel air pilot you're ever going to see. A10 coming on a market here as well. Interesting this. Demo bike in the base. So you could just pick this GLA off with Auroras. You could do that. WexleR though deciding to push in. That is a well-placed demo trap, but he sees it. Oh, he's not seen it. Here come the demo bikes. Yeah, brutal once again. And I think that will get the remaining two. Yes, it does. Beacon here. What's this beacon? Maybe a misclick, yeah. Two Auroras on the tunnel there. And is that the super tech that was alive at the start of the game? Partner is saying that can't be WexleR. Do we have a Smurf in the tournament? Oh, he's about to lose Auroras here. Oh, they somehow survived. Wow. Oh. Really? I thought he could have won that. There wasn't a lot of demo left.
You have been defeated.
But okay. Do we attempt to calculate points? I think we just wait. And let's re-game. I'm going to restart my game. Last map is, of course, DEFCON.
A terrorist base destroyed by American forces while defending.
Yeah, but one thing we do know is druncle and WexleR are looking pretty good as we go into the last map here, which is, of course, the classic, the DEFCON 6. So, yeah, let me wait. Let me wait for the points. I'm not even going to try and calculate it. What I will do is remove those colours, meanwhile, to go into the last map. Yeah, Melio, Goldfish, and I think Basie need to have a pretty big game here if they're going to qualify out of this group. When I say big game, it's win it or come second and kill a lot of players, basically. And it still might not be enough, so yeah, let us see. Yeah, that was pretty crazy with the with that fuel air bomb. Okay. All right, we're starting to get some points here. We are starting to get some points. So Goldfish is up to 3. Melio is on 3 as well. WexleR is on 12. That's a crazy haul there, that last game. Basie is on 7. Okay, so he still is in with a chance. RuDwAn 13, druncle 13. All to play for, actually. All to play for into this final game. Okay, host gave me points. Would you guys like? Wait, we missing guy. We'll wait for that. Focus to Celtic Cave vocation. Absolutely amazing. Really, really nice. Yeah, really nice break. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, Defcon 6. So WexleR got himself 8 points that game. So yeah, in one game you can really change your fortunes around. That is for sure. Yeah, waiting for one player, and then I will type out the scores on the doors. Yeah, I think a lot will depend on, as it always seems to, the early interactions within this DEFCON game. What armies the players get and who is rushing. It would indeed. Alright, just gonna type. Alright, I'm just gonna type points now. Don't know where 6th player is. So we got Goldfish on 3. We got Melio on 3. We got WexleR on 12. Basie 7. RuDwAn 13. druncle 13. Yeah, so you would say based on that, 2 of WexleR, RuDwAn, and druncle are going to go into the semi-finals on probability, is what you would say from that. Basie in with a shot. Goldfish and Melio probably have to, I'd say either of them would need to win the game outright. So if you win the game outright, you get 6, right? That takes you up to 9. You then need first kill 11. And you need to kill pretty much most of the map. So I think it's going to be a big stretch for either of those players to qualify. And at the same time, you would need WexleR, RuDwAn, and druncle to be going out without getting many points at all. So yeah, not easy. I'm user says, no wonder you're so good in a war game, you're from England. Don't know what that means, but there we are. He's basically from the Netherlands. Yes, he is. I met him actually. I have met him. Nice guy. Very, very nice guy. Yeah, WexleR. Basically, if he gets a first or second place finish here, that would take him to 12 or 13 points, couple of kills. He could be in with a shot. He could be in with a shot as well, but not easy. Not easy at all. Oh, here we go. All the players are ready. All right. I think we are good to go. Good to go. There we go. Let's jump on in. And let's see what armies we get on the DEFCON 6. There is an Air Force. Repeat, there is an Air Force. We're starting though with a China yellow tank. We've got a GLA Tox as well. Very good army for orange. We've got a purple USA. We've got a pink super weapon, both asking for peace. A red Air Force, and finally another super weapon. I mean, the Air Force must be delighted having two super weapons as neighbours. That is marvellous, isn't it? And pink's probably actually happy purple piece there. China tank has sold their CC. Let me guess, 2v1 on me again. So that could be the Goldfish, actually, based on that comment. So players are sort of revealing themselves a little bit here, potentially. Guess you could be tactical with that as well, couldn't you? You could say... You say that. Lots of peace. And that looks like a no eco as well. That does indeed look like a no eco. Terrace has been rallied from the top. It's going to be annoying for purple, that. Who actually said yes to the peace and dropped. But pink did a massive drop here. Oh, the combat Chinook. The laser lock's been a bit of a fail. Dozer goes down. Chinook goes down. Yeah, I mean, Pink has dropped hard. And he does have the capture building, actually. If he protects that, he'll get himself a little bit of economy. Purple, meanwhile, kind of dying to a Tox push. Is a Legionnaire in this tournament? I do not believe so. That could also be Melio, potentially, based on the chat. Did just get himself on a lot of oils. And he's going to be upset because actually he did very well against Pink. But he has lost to a quad. He has lost to a quad. Base trade situation here. And to be honest, Pink would have killed Red if it wasn't for Purple, I think. He would have had enough MDs at home to deal with that. But he will be taken out here. Trying to drop his MDs back. Let's stay with this. Let's stay with this. Hang on. Oh, he is paying attention. It's not enough. Pink's dead. Yeah. And at the same time, Purple is being killed, and Tank is pushing up here as well. So there's action all over the place. And Purple is out as well, not happy with that. Cyan is definitely in a bit of trouble here. MD's just about hold on. So who is who? Let's see. DrGoldFish, as we expected, is red based on that chap. So he did give that away. Let's just stay with this troop caller for a second. Yeah, I think Cyan's looking in a lot of trouble here, especially if he loses that. Yeah, he loses that. So who else have we got? Basie is orange. He is the top, so that works out well for him. We have... oops. Yeah, we have Cyan, who's looking like he's a bit rip here. We have WexleR, who's Cyan. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. So that's going to be bad news for him. He needed to get some points this game. He did indeed. I'm guessing Melio was purple. Yes, he was. So Melio was indeed purple. RuDwAn was pink, rough for him with the armies there. And that therefore means druncle has to be yellow. The druncle is having a bit of a gifted existence in this free-for-all tournament, it seems. A bit of a gifted existence. With the armies and also how the games have played out, that is for sure. Yeah, WexleR trying to survive with a very, very broken dozer here. Druncle capturing his oils, capturing his base, cleaning him out, and he is finding him in the middle here as well. It's only... You know, there's only a few places a player can go, right? There's only a few places where a player can go. That is the last dozer. So WexleR is in fact dead as well. DrGoldFish has recovered a little bit here. He doesn't have many Humvees against a tank player who could look to push. Mixer up as well. Tox is just sitting tight. I think that's a good approach from the Tox, to be honest. Air Force is sitting tight as well. All the players are sitting tight. So if druncle, BaseC and GoldFish are the final three, druncle is 100% into this final, isn't he? RuDwAn, was he the first to die? I think he was, wasn't he? So he's going to be on what? 14 points. WexleR was the second. No, Melio was the second to die. So WexleR, does he go on to 15 points? So he's actually ahead of RuDwAn. So might be WexleR and druncle in this final. Unless BaseC has a big game here. He's already killed a player, which is taken into 8. 12. Actually, BaseC's in with a massive shout here of qualifying. Yeah, so BaseC's going to need to kill another player and try and come second or first hit. And I would think tank would be fairly easy to kill with a few gamma buses. Even this Air Force doesn't look that hard to kill. Yeah, he's denying mining from the middle and going to get himself the whole middle here, and he is making gamma buses. Does have the gamma upgrade. That is a few buses there. Tank has got himself some MiGs out. But there are stealth Comanches on the field here. Oh, he's not paying attention to that quad. Loses one Comanche. So BaseC might find himself in a 2v1 situation here. Which, again, is just good news for druncle. Yeah, so Carpet and Air Force is starting to contest the mid. And at which point, as BaseC, do you just say, well, I'm going to just go try and pack on some damage and see what I can get done? Tank is just kind of sitting AFK, really. And he is moving out to the mid as well. You do make yourself a target when you have the entire mid. That is very true. And there is an agreed, well, it looks like 2v1 situation here. And this is what I really don't like about free-for-all, to be honest. This arranged teaming. Because without this, if you were the tank and you saw the map, you'd actually go here to kill the air and get yourself second place. It's what you would do. So Stinger's putting in some work. A couple of Comanches got clipped there. Adidasi said super weapon before 10 minutes. But the upgrades is allowed if he sells it. But if he doesn't, he's going to get himself minus points. But I actually don't think it matters with the amount of points he's already got here. As I see you're making 1,000 drop zones. How does he see that? Guess the cargo planes. And the Tox is about to move out, and this could be deadly. Yeah, and I don't mind this from the Tox because you would fancy yourself with gamma buses against a tank, wouldn't you? And this could be brutal. Gamma buses on Comanches. A lot of Comanches going down here. Nice pull with the Chinooks. These quads though are packing some damage. No AP bullets. And meanwhile the tank is going in on Basie here. Does have the AP bullets now. Got himself a lot of markets as well. But Emperors with upgrades are no joke, but that palace is doing very, very nice. But it might not matter because the production is about to be camped. Yeah, so the 2v1 here might actually cost Basie a spot in the final here. Not totally convinced about Scud launchers, and that is why. I mean, they just tickled those Emperors. Comanches coming in this side as well. A bit of a rocket pod was used there too. Now, I don't think Basie is going to recover from this, to be honest. Comanches are now moving to the mid. They're probably going to clear the mid, are they? They're still focusing on orange. No, still focusing on orange. Drop zones being made. MiGs not being used. There's an army being pulled up there. So, and up there, interestingly. Now, Angry Mobs is a better unit. And that does deal with the Emperors. And actually, with 25k in the bank, Basie can absolutely recover from this. If he clears this army. and if yellow and red start fighting each other. Which they are not yet. Bit of damage with those stingers. Whoa. Yeah, now all these markets can be cleared, and they will be. So many vetted Comanches here. Couple of Comanches getting clipped there, but a lot of basey bases going down, and another wave of Emperors. That's a formidable wave. Is now marching in. That one angry mob putting in a decent amount of work. Stealth fighters for PLD here. And the armies meet, the Emperors and the Comanches meet. This is still trying to survive. Will these Comanches now go on to the tank? At the moment they do not. Wow, Fuel Air, Spectre, A10, all those stingers being targeted, and the Comanches are going to go in now, yeah. But this is a focused effort to remove the tox from the game here. The last few remaining quads are trying to get in a position to deflect this air armada. Stealth fighters as well taken out. So it's angry mobs on one side, it is quads and stingers on the other. Basie is being pushed back into a corner. Good move here from druncle to capture the oils. That Anthrax will take the Lotus down though. Leaflet deployed. And actually, what will be interesting is when the tank fights the Comanches. That will be interesting. We have the chain gun upgrade. We do. Chat is not liking the teaming. I'm not a massive fan either. I have said that already, yeah. Have a look at my Discord. Yeah, poor old Basie is just spamming the stingers. This, though, is not going to do a lot of damage. Did not do a lot of damage. He is now mentioning his points, which is a fair point, to be fair. Don't know if you can reveal that or not. And a Lotus has been sent. Yeah. And that has been secured. Carpet deployed, yeah. Yellow wants orange out of this game. What is the Air Force doing? That is more drop zones. And Red has placed the beacon. Go kill him. I take free win. Smiley face. So Goldfish is confident that if the Tox is removed from this game, that he will beat the tank. I am kind of looking forward to Chain Gun versus Comanches. Basie actually has 28k, so if he gets left alone, he could drop himself a load of markets and get those oils back. Firebase line being constructed. Well, that is a substantial army now being committed to wipe here. I think a few flamers actually would be helpful with ECMs. Whatever that was, probably an EMP, did not get in there. Yeah, chat not liking a 2v1. Well, my point would be, if there's no chat, they can't do what they're doing. It's the chat that makes it super lame, in my view. Like, if there's game sense of, yeah, as a tank, you need the Tox out, because you're not going to win a late game against the Tox, that's fair enough. But it's the, I've used a carpet, I'm attacking this side, you attack that side. That's the bullshit bit, I think, the chat. Same with the piece in 2 minutes. I mean, you guys say this is FFA. Hey, it doesn't have to be FFA. It's fucking pussy play. Is what it is. But it is working because the tox is being taken out. Yeah, agree with V and V in there. One line of chat is a way around this. 1 or 2 chat max. Oh, Comanches have made a move. And many Comanches have gone down. Just that one guy is picking off a couple. Yeah, and they are wiping the tank base now, and they're going to wipe the tank base probably quicker than yellow can wipe orange, maybe? Let's see. Loads of gats are being sent back. Yeah, tank is being completely wiped. And actually, this build up here from Basie might get him a second place finish. Probably won't be enough point-wise to get him into the finals. We'll see on the final scoreboard. One thing for sure is I think druncle is guaranteed to get there. And why is he going back? Odd. And Basie gets his oils back there. And the RPGs and the Stingers will actually kill a couple of Emperors here. Yeah, and I don't know why the Comanches went back. They've come back now. They're picking up a little bit of the mids. And that is a scary flock. Oh, this could be a bit brutal both ways. Chain gun gats. Clicking a lot of... It's chaos. It is chaos. But I think yellow might be hunted there. I think yellow is hunted, yeah. And there's more chat going on. More chat, yeah. Emil's saying, why is teaming allowed? Isn't it supposed to be free for all? Yeah, well, if there's not an anti-chat rule, this is what can happen when you have lane players. So, yeah. Poor old Orange. He still has money in the bank, actually, Orange. Old chat is rooting for Orange. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 structures left for yellow. 5 structures left for yellow. 4. That one's about to go down. And I think this is going to be the click down of the last structures. Yeah, this should be a kick. Oh! Oh, it was a scaffold. There it is. So, Drunkle ends up with 3rd place there. Basie says GG. He will get himself second place in this game. And we'll see what the final scores on the doors shall be. DrGoldFish will get himself a few kills this game. And he'll get himself a match
You
win.
have been defeated.
Is it enough, though? The final scores could be interesting here, so we'll hang around for the final scores. There's the final stats. Yeah, Air Force with the drop zones there. Coming in to give an eco lead. And let us see. Okay, awaiting final scores. GG's. Yeah, the three-way tug of war is never great. But let's see. Let's see what the final point breakdown will be. M3Q, give him the welcome. Not sure who that was, but welcome to M3Q. And let's see what we get. Well, I think I can half calculate. Let me have a go. That druncle for third place gets 4 points. So I would assume he goes up to 17, which looks like a spot in the final. Goldfish there got 6 for the map win. Did he kill 3 other people? 6, 9. He would go to 12. Which would potentially time with WexleR, but yeah, again, going to wait for the final breakdown. What did WexleR do that game? I think he was up in the top and just sort of died 4th, didn't he? So he probably gets an extra 3 points, which would take him to 15. You might be seeing WexleR and druncle in the final here, actually. You may well be seeing it. I'm just awaiting the final breakdown now. There is some typing going on, so we're nearly there, guys, on the result. And we shall see who we give our final congrats to. So Melio is on a final score of 5. That has been locked in. We have WexleR, as I predicted, went up to 15. We have RuDwAn on 14. We have druncle actually on 18, so I think I missed a kill somewhere there. Yeah, I think he killed WexleR, right? We have Basie on... What do we have Basie on? He came second, so 13 is what he's been given there. Very close final scores, actually. And we have Goldfish on 13 as well. So WexleR and druncle do actually make it through to the semi-finals. Very close score in the end. So congrats to those. Congrats to those 2 players for making it through to the semis. Thank you to Loshatka for the very nice scoreboards for me as I went along. And thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the subs, donations, and I'm sure you guys will very much enjoy following this tournament later on. That will be it for me. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and see you soon.